Hey there, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for coming along in this video today. In this video today, we're going to talk about getting a briefing from ForeFlight. We're also going to talk about pre-flight planning, runway analysis from ForeFlight, weather avoidance in flight, and also use of radar, both in auto and manual modes. We're also going to talk about the auto throttle of this SF-50 Vision Jet. Appreciate you guys coming along. I hope you enjoy the video. Good morning, departure Vision Jet 379, Juliet Mike 1.5 for 3000 and the turn to 090.
379 Juliet Mike, turn right heading 140.
Right turn 140, 9 Juliet Mike.
379 Juliet Mike, turn right heading 180.
Right turn 180, 9 Juliet Mike. Clear for takeoff, runway 19, 379 Juliet Mike.
Epic 9 Fox, try to remember your free change is approved, advise Charles Virtual 19 negative.
Thanks, Fox, on the way back, 9 Fox.
Alright, gets it lined up good. Pickup power set and achieved. Alright, let's rip. Alright, there's that runway center line. Alright, we got 60 knots before the markers.
Let me go. Hold your departure request.
Let's rotate.
Left down, departure 569, there we go.
Carry 569, let me go. For going right cleared for takeoff, wind 220 left down departures for target if wind Vision Jet will be a left turn out, climbing to 4000 the Concord G-War.
Alright, 569, let me go. Left down, departure, and have the Vision Jet set.
Vision Jet 0 Delta Papa. Previously issued EPA traffic is no factor. They're about 5,000. You can contrast departure. Have a good day.
Alright, over departure. Have a great one. 90 Delta Papa.
Thanks.
Alright, caps available. Flaps coming up. And let's go MCT. Good morning, departure Vision Jet 90 Delta Papa. We are 1.7, climbing to 4000 on the Buchanan 2.
November 90 Delta Papa, traffic approach, traffic altimeter 2982, ident.
2982, there's a flash, 9er Delta Papa.
November 0 Delta Papa, radar contact 1 mile east of Concord.
Position checks, 90 Delta Papa.
November 0 Delta Papa, climb maintain 8000.
We'll climb to 8000, 90 Delta Papa.
November 0 Delta Papa, when able, safe flight conditions.
Alright, broken layer at about 2,500 and we're VMC above.
0 Delta Papa, copy all. November 0 Delta Papa, climb maintain 10,000.
We'll climb maintain 10,000, 90 Delta Papa.
November 90 Delta Papa, contact NorCal approach 127.67. Have a good one.
27.6, 90 Delta Papa, have a great one. NorCal approach, Vision Jet 90 Delta Papa, 7.4, climb to 10,000, Buchanan 2, departure.
For 90 Delta Papa, NorCal, correct to Orange, climb and maintain 13,000.
Direct Orange up to 13,000, 90 Delta Papa.
Okay, was 5962, do not exceed 25, you're not? I was 5394 coming to Oakland Center, 119.75, advise every speed please.
All right, comes up on 10,000, pressurization looks good, instruments look good, tanks are fairly well balanced, everything looks normal, and light off. Alrighty. Yeah, as I was mentioning in the brief intro, we are flying back to Nashville, Tennessee, out of Concord, California, in the Bay Area. Just about 6 hours of flight time total with a fuel stop in Pueblo, Colorado. So the first leg is going to be, I guess, 836 nautical miles, 2 hours and 45 minutes in the air, at flight level 310. And then we'll do a quick turn, grab some fuel at the FBO there in Pueblo. And should be Freeman Jet Center. I like going there. They have a bunch of nice snacks and refreshments as we wait for fuel, so it's always good. Get back in the plane, head back to Nashville, and the second leg is going to be 854 nautical miles, and let's see, 2 hours and 48 minutes of flight time into Nashville. Today should be a pretty good day of flying.
Maintain 3000 traffic at 2 o'clock, 4 miles southbound.
Autopilot on now.
737. 90 Papa, climb, maintain 15,000.
All right, we'll keep going to 15,000, 90 Delta Papa. So good, 15,000 set. So I just recently subscribed to the Runway Performance product offered by ForeFlight, and allows you to do runway takeoff and landing evaluations and provide you with some data. The airports in Concord, California, either whether it's 32 right or 19
5960,
right,
resume normal speed, Canada 119.75.
They are not the longest runways, and when you're taking off and it's, say it's warm conditions or you're at maximum gross weight, 4,600 feet of takeoff distance or 5,000 feet of takeoff distance isn't really that long. So you definitely want to make sure you check your performance data before you go. Now, this morning it's nice and cool at 12,000 feet. It is 49 degrees. So we took off as temperatures were upper 60s today, so that was nice, helps us with the performance. But what I was really interested in seeing is how the takeoff calculation data compared between what the avionics system predicted in the jet here and ultimately what...
Papa, climb, maintain, follow line enter 0.
We'll keep climbing to 190, 90 Delta Papa. And of course what ForeFlight told us. Now, in the aircraft, what's going to happen is it's going to show you a takeoff distance, and then it's going to show you a takeoff distance over a 50-foot obstacle. And normally, I picked the larger of the two, which is going to be the 50-foot obstacle number. And that just adds a little bit of a safety barrier, and chances are you are departing over a 50-foot obstacle at least at some point, so it makes sense to use the better or higher number. And of course, I wanted to know if I added a safety factor of 1.5 times the takeoff distance, what that would give us, if that would give us a significant safety margin for our takeoff here out of Concord, California today. And it was interesting, the takeoff data calculation at 1.5 times the takeoff distance showed that we would need 4,159 feet. And that included a, 0.5 or 50%
630 knockout departure, radar contact. Good morning.
Safety margin. So took our 1.5 times our takeoff distance and multiplied it by 1.5. That gave us somewhere around 4,159 feet according to ForeFlight. And as I took off this morning, I noticed that number was really, really accurate. So hats off to ForeFlight and the Cirrus engineers for putting the data together to allow that to work right. And then Concord, the runway 19 right is a 5,001 foot runway. So with our safety margin, we did have a decent stopping distance and everything. or an accelerated stop distance. So that worked out good. Took a lot of pressure off me before the flight, and so certainly performance and takeoff data are critical aspects of any pre-flight planning process. And I also want to talk to you a little bit about using the briefing function of ForeFlight prior to flight. Of course, you don't want to brief the flight while you're sitting in the airplane with the engine running, right? You want to brief it in your pre-flight phase before you get in the airplane, and it does help you make a go, no-go type decision before you even get to the airport. So in this case, you know, I'll show you what I did and show you the
490 Delta Papa, contact Oakland Center, 119.75.
1975, 90 Delta Papa. Have a great one. So here's what the briefing looks like when you get it in ForeFlight. As you'll see, it's very comprehensive. And, you know, there are other substitutions to getting your briefing, but every flight you should get a briefing. And being able to get a comprehensive briefing through ForeFlight or your other electronic flight bag is definitely important.
You might contact Oakland Center on the 134.45.
3445, ForeFlight. Thank you.
Good morning, Oakland Center, VisionJet 90 Delta Papa, we're 15.4, climbing at 190.
Remember 90 Delta Papa, Oakland Center, welcome, climbing, maintain, follow 230.
We keep climbing to 230, 90 Delta Papa. 230 set. So yeah, you definitely want to have a comprehensive briefing.
Contact Oakland Center, 134.
And ForeFlight does a really nice job of bringing in everything you need to know. And does it in a very comprehensive fashion. And of course, helps you meet the regulatory requirements of every flight, because it does create a record that you did request a briefing prior to your flight. So it does help protect pilots from any allegations they may not have received briefings. Now, of course, if you do request a ForeFlight briefing, make sure that you go through every single one of the categories all the way to the end, so you can see everything from hazardous weather conditions to NOTAMs to temporary flight restrictions, anything else that you might need to know along the way, including your METARs, TAF information, pilot reports. It's really, really neat, as you can see. Alrighty, we are about 15 minutes into the flight now, climbed through 16,000 feet.
394, contact Oakland Center 127.905.
Looks like we got 787 nautical miles remaining. So I'll shut the cameras off for now and pick things up as we proceed downrange. Thanks for coming along.
This video is sponsored in part by SF50 Flight Support. Check out sf50flightsupport.com for more information. We make jet ownership better with comprehensive services for owners, pilots, and operators of SF50 Vision Jets.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming back. Flying through 21,400 feet right now. 764 nautical miles remaining in this first leg of the flight into Pueblo, Colorado. Our fuel over destination showing 5 gallons. And we're en route for another 3 hours and 17 minutes. Of course, that's going to drastically improve once we level off and cruise flight. So there is the MFD with our flight plan route, at least the top section of it. And we've got the engine information strip right there. And there's the checklist on the PFD. And the PFD itself. Then we've got GTC1, Garmin Touch Controller 1, GTC2, and of course GTC3. Some of the viewers have asked me about using auto throttle, and this aircraft does have auto throttle, of course. The auto throttle control is down here. And AT means auto throttle, and then you have 2 speed reference modes, and the speed reference can either be set manually using this wheel here, or you can have it fly off the FMS or the flight management system. And if you have an arrival procedure in here in your flight plan, which we don't, but if we did and there were speeds, we'd want to fly auto throttle on, if we were going to use auto throttle anyway, and we want it to be in the FMS mode because that will capture any speeds that are in your flight plan here. So now when I depart, of course, as you can see here, we've got the throttle here, and the TO over here means that's the takeoff position. It's fully forward to the stop. A little bit further back from that is what we call MCT, or maximum continuous thrust. So generally after we've leveled off, after we've reached about 1,000 feet on our departure above the ground, and there are no immediate obstacle concerns, we can bring this from takeoff to MCT. That will change the throttle position. And of course, it's all the way variable, all the way back down to flight idle.
9782, 173230.
Now the idle itself has to do with two modes. There is a flight idle mode and a ground idle mode. So even in flight idle, when you've got the throttle all the way back, it still produces some type of measurable thrust. And so, you know, even when you go to flight idle on, say, a descent into landing, it's still producing some thrust. And it needs to do that because basically the rotation of the N2 needs to continually provide enough rotation to generate enough power along the generator 1, and also bleed air if necessary. So it will be the flight idle is always going to be at a higher RPM than the ground idle. And you might ask, how does the plane know when to switch it? And it essentially knows to switch it when the weight on wheel sensors on the main landing gear have ground contact on the landing. And that's how that generally works. So again, you got the takeoff position, MCT, maximum continuous thrust, and you can leave it in MCT pretty much the entire flight, and then bring it back closer to idle here when you want to reduce speed for landing. And again, auto throttle, it's not on at this time, but if it was, it would be in manual mode, which allows me to manually set the speed. And then the other mode is, of course, FMS, or Flight Management System for the speed reference. So, in any case, now flying through flight level
340. May have a vector here for you in about 1 minute.
25.7 on our way up to clearance altitude of 290. We're ultimately going to cruise out at flight level 310. Now even at this rate, our true airspeed is 181. Got a bit of a ground, a tailwind, and that's giving us 220 knots across the ground, even in the climb. So when we come back over here, we'll look over fuel over destinations, improving a little bit. Got 10 gallons, 3 hours and 22 minutes remaining in flight. And of course, we're not in cruise yet, so that number's going to go down. And then 746 nautical miles remaining. So appreciate you guys coming along.
Papa 5, present heading for traffic.
So anyway, just wanted to show you that. Thanks for coming along.
Check at 630, contact Oakland Center 134.45.
3445, exit jet 630.
Regency 926, flight level 360.
Regency 926, Oakland Center.
All right, everybody, back with you. Just leveled off here at flight level 290. And hopefully pretty soon we're going to get our clearance up to flight level 310.
Climb 290, envoy 3653.
Vision Jet 0 Delta Papa, contact Oakland Center 127.17. I'll be back on course and higher shortly.
2717, 90 Delta Papa, have a great day. Oakland Center, Vision Jet 90 Delta Papa, flight level 290, assigned heading 056.
9 0 Delta Papa Oakland Center. Clear direct to Jessica.
Direct Jessica, 90 Delta Papa.
Morning, Oakland Delta 904, flight level 340.
All right, so back on flight plan route.
904 Oakland Center, roger.
So now that we've leveled off for a little bit at flight level 290, when we eventually get our clearance altitude back up to 310, you know, the simple way to do it would be just hit flight level change, and then the plane's gonna
Morning, Center American 21.
climb to whatever
Passing flight level 310.
indicated airspeed that we've selected.
American 21,
So
16,
now at 290 to 310 is only 2,000 feet of the climb. Since we've leveled off, we allowed our airspeed to build up. Now we're indicating 292. I'm sorry, 192, which gives the true airspeed of 310 knots. Now we got a tailwind, so that energy is giving us total of 347 knots across the ground.
3452, Skywest 5960.
So we don't want to lose that energy by instantly telling the plane to slow down to 165 knots to climb the next 2,000 feet.
American 9782.
So the strategy is going to be, as soon as we get cleared up to a higher altitude, we're going to go over to our mode controller. We're going to go to vertical speed. I'll show you that. So we got the mode controller. Some people refer to it as autopilot, but it's basically the mode controller.
November 357 Golf Sierra,
controls
contact
the
Oakland,
modes of the flight.
132.05.
So right now we're obviously in altitude hold. We have basically two climb modes we can use: vertical speed or flight level change. Right. So we can either be in heading mode or navigation. We're in navigation because we're going on to our next fix. Autopilot's engaged. Blue level buttons for safety. If you lose orientation during flight for some reason, you can press this button and it'll automatically level the plane for you and keep it on a straight and level flight attitude.
90 Delta Papa climb maintain, follow 310.
We'll climb and maintain flight level 310, 90 Delta Papa.
All right, so first off, we're going to go here, altitude select, move that up to 310. Now what we're going to do is go to vertical speed. When we press vertical speed, it gives us this here. We just want to gingerly add in (600, 700 feet per minute or so. We can probably actually go up to 1,000 feet per minute. So we're setting 900 and now 1,000. Our airspeed is going to begin to decay, but it's going to do so slowly. And essentially give us about 2 minutes until we reach flight level.
Oakland
310.
Afternoon Southwest 2419, flight level 340.
Southwest 2419 Oakland Center, roger. American 2116, climb maintain, follow 350.
This cyan bar
Maintain follow 350, American
tells us where we're going to reach this altitude on the map.
Good morning, Center United 6, flight level 3.
This grayed out area basically is an area where there's no current next rad activity or signal, so we don't have any data to fill in that area. So we've already made it through 29,980.
Shed 586 Oakland Center, roger.
This is going to flash to let us know it's 1,000 feet remaining in the climb. As a reminder, our airspeed's decayed to 169 knots. We're still cooking along at 310 knots across the ground. So why don't we look at reducing our climb rate to 800 feet a minute for that last climb. See if we can stabilize it a little bit. Not quite, so we'll reduce it to 600 feet a minute for the last bit.
Delta 383, flight level 340, climb at 370.
So whatever energy we save here, we're going to transition it into the cruise phase of flight. So we don't want
Envoy 41.
to use up all of this energy here and
Envoy 41,
not have it when we
Oakland
transition
Center, maintain,
into cruise, because then we just have to build that
330.
speed back up again, right? So
Climb maintain 330, Envoy 4162.
looks like we'll finish this level off here at about 163 knots indicated airspeed. And 200 feet before 310, we're going to get a beep and a blast showing us we're almost there. And 80 feet to go in the climb. And back on altitude, hold. That's how that works. Welcome back. Currently cruising along at flight level 310.
Aircraft, have more information. Quebec the Signet 78.
At a ground speed of 345 knots. True airspeed 317.
Thunderstorm in Wyoming, Utah, Idaho. More information. Flight service.
Probably about 150 miles ahead here. We got some convective activity showing up here. Our flight plan route's going to take us a little bit to the northeast of it, and so we might need to deviate a little bit further to the northeast to get around some of it, but we'll determine that when we get a little closer. Been a nice day of flying so far. Fuel over destination is showing 89. An hour and 26 minutes remaining in the flight. 494 nautical miles. So we're fighting a little bit of lightning activity over here. Just about 150 miles ahead of us. So we'll keep an eye on that. Like I said, our flight plan route's kind of give us a little bit of a northeasterly turn.
Yeah, 633 Salt Lake Center. More to say.
But we'll pay attention to that. There's some lightning all through here, so anyway, we'll pay attention to that as we go.
370.
See what the radar shows us along the
Yeah,
way.
2204. I have your request.
All right, everybody, back with you. Getting a little close to the weather, so we got radar up over here. We're looking at next red data over here. Looking at our flight plan route, looks like we're going to get a little bit of a turn again to the northeast here. And then we'll see what sort of deviation we might need beyond that to stay away.
Delta 1434, contact Salt Lake.
I forgot how long we'll have to deviate from this weather.
128.1 for Delta 1434. Good day.
Alrighty, show you something here. So we take the mode controller, GTC2, and we can go, this is the settings for the radar, of course. We can go to auto if we wanted, but I have it set in manual. If we have it in manual, it allows us to use the bearing line. And I like to use the bearing line because the bearing line will show a route of flight. And, that's where we're headed. And so it's nice to see that. The other thing we're noticing here is at this altitude, they're just light precip, nothing major showing up there. That's pretty good. So we'll come over to here to the GTC2 and switch it back to auto. Again, we lose the bearing line, but we do gain turbulence detection. And then it just takes a minute to recalibrate itself. So it gives us a little bit different depiction.
Frontier 1093,
More
contact
extreme
Salt Lake Center,
precipitation.
133.45.
3345, Frontier Flight 1093.
The range is out to 100 miles. So if
Delta
we
1447, expect runway 16 right.
16 right, Delta 1447.
go up to 100 miles, we can sort of get an idea as to what these two are correlating. Then use your eyes, So eyes are telling me that if we stay on this heading here,
Jet 512, contact
should stay pretty much to the left of this build up over here, and the next one So again, we'll go back to radar, and then we'll set it back up in the manual.
490 Delta Papa, contact Salt Lake Center 133.6.
133.690 Delta Papa. Have a great one.
7 Delta Victor, same Mach number.
82.
November 587 Delta Victor, maintain Mach 77 for metering.
All right, maintain 77 for Delta Victor.
Salt Lake Center, VisionJet 90 Delta Papa, flight level 310.
November 90 Delta Papa, Salt Lake Center. Santana 90, contact Salt Lake Center 125.
All right, so we'll be on this heading for a bit. That looks pretty good. Again, we are going to be to the left of these buildups over here. Now these cells are moving from our right to left, so we'll have to keep an eye on them. But other than that, looks pretty good. All righty, still at flight level 310. And looks like we're about 300 miles to the west of Pueblo. 55 minutes flight time remaining. So again, we're painting some weather ahead. Doesn't look like anything too significant. Radar's not showing much of anything as well. We'll be nearly at the tops or above this cloud up here, so that looks pretty good.
Center Delta 2873 at 380.
2873, different hello.
Got a little bit of a tailwind. We were hoping for a little bit better, but we'll take it. And it gives us a ground speed of 328 knots. We're in the vicinity of Gateway, Colorado.
Denver, good afternoon. Southwest 743, flight level 410.
743, Denver Center, Roger. Occasional light shot. Scattered areas of moderate precipitation. Seems like at least the next 300 miles. Advise if you need deviations.
We'll advise from here. It looks like we're over the top of it. Southwest 743.
Number 520 Foxtrot, Bravo, scattered areas of moderate heavy precipitation for the next 100 miles or so. Advise if you need deviations. Contact Denver Center 133.52.
Okay, we're going to 13352, and I'd say all the weather is below our current altitude, so appreciate it. Thanks. No problem.
Center Medevac A18 Lima X-rays, flight level tree 4.3, climbing tree 60, direct Hayward.
Number 818 Lima X-ray over center, it's occasional light shop. Let me know when you're ready to start down.
All right, copy that.
Exit jet 673, connect Salt Lake Center 127.92.
2792, 673, good day.
All right, got through that, and looks like there's a little bit more weather ahead, but we also see an opening on the way through that, so
Center Medevac A18
push
Lima
up the
X-ray,
cameras off for now, pick things up when we get a little closer to Pueblo. Let's correlate a little bit of data here. So the aircraft itself is predicting a landing weight of 4845, 4,845 feet. That gives us a VREF speed for landing at 85 knots, and then it gives us a 50-foot landing distance, or landing distance over 50-foot obstacle at 2,423 feet.
01 to 7, maintain flight level 200.
For pit 01?
Pit 01, affirmative. Yeah, flight level 20, that's, you're wanting 200, is that correct?
Affirm, pit 01, 200.
Roger. And number 0 Delta Papa, descend to maintain 13,000, the Pueblo altimeter 3003.
3003 down to 13,000, 90 Delta Papa.
Alright, 13,000.
Pit 01, contact Denver Center 118.5.
Right, so we ease in a little bit of descent rate up to 800. And we'll bring it in at about 1,500. Alright, good. So, ForeFlight's got a predicted landing weight of 4685. So ForeFlight's a little underweight. But ForeFlight wants to provide us with a landing distance, total distance of 2383 or the aircraft says 2405. So those numbers are pretty accurate. We're pretty close together anyway. So anyway, that's the ForeFlight runway landing distance feature. For runway 8 right into Pueblo. It's good to know that both data sources are fairly close together.
Aviation Jet 90 Delta Pop, contact Denver approach 120.1. Good day.
20.1, 90 Delta Papa. Have a great day. Denver approach, Jet 90 Delta Papa out of 18.6 for 13,000, 8-ish Yankee. Like to get the visual approach. Straight right.
0 Delta Papa, Denver approach, Pueblo altimeter 3002, maintain 900,000.
3002 down to 900,000, 90 Delta Papa.
Bonanza 490 Yankee, radar contact 7 miles northeast Pueblo Airport. Pueblo is altimeter 3003. Taking altitude.
3003 at 76 now.
490 Yankee, thank you. Continue on course.
490 on course.
Denver approach 4, area 11, 6,500, information Yankee.
Tiger 44, Denver approach, radar contact, freedom of.
Tiger 44.
Delta Papa has a field in sight.
Number 90 Delta Papa, cleared visual approach, runway 8 right.
Clear the visual 8 right, 90 Delta Papa.
Alrighty. We are pretty much on flight idle. So we'll just reduce the descent rate to some extent here. Just slow it down a little bit.
November 90 Delta Papa, clear, correction, contact Pueblo Tower, 119.1.
Over tower, thanks a lot. Have a great one. 90 Delta Papa.
You too.
Westbound, sir. Tiger 5-2, fly westbound.
Tiger 5-2, turn westbound.
Tiger 1-2, just good roll, turn right, Alpha 7, contact ground.
Tiger 1-2, turn right, Alpha 7, contact ground.
Spacing is good for 30.
Pueblo Tower, Vision Jet 90 Delta Papa on the visual, runway 8 right.
Vision Jet 90 Delta Papa, Pueblo Tower, just maintain your speed, runway 8 right, you're cleared to land. Traffic will be south of your final 6,000 Katana.
We'll maintain our speed and clear to land 8 right, 90 Delta Papa.
Tiger 30 right, turn Alpha 4, traffic short final.
Tiger 30, turn right, Alpha 4.
Alright. Well, glide slope.
01, please call traffic is just off your left side on a base for the parallel Katanas.
Roger, understand. We have traffic for the parallel. Are we still clear for the option crate, right?
And Tiger 5-2, you can start your northbound or resume your own navigation. Just remain south of center line for Vision Jet on 8 mile final, 7,700 descending.
Tiger 5-2, resume own navigation and will remain south of the center line runway. Right, negative contact.
Tiger 5-2 does have traffic on that final approach and right behind it.
Tiger 5-2, thank you. I will call your turn to the numbers are initial, okay? Just knock down to descend a little more.
Tiger 5-2, no worries.
Alright, landing gears down. And
Tiger
it is
5-2, thank you. Just report the numbers for me, please.
Tiger 5-2, we'll report the numbers.
Tiger 7-6, thank you. Rejoin the downwind.
Sight.
Traffic, 10 o'clock, same altitude, less 500. Traffic, 10 o'clock, same altitude, less than 1 mile.
You'll call the brake.
Traffic, 9 o'clock, same altitude, less than 1 mile.
Alrighty.
Tiger 5-2, thank you. Traffic you're going to follow is just going to pass off your right side there in the downwind company, 5,600.
Tiger 5-2,
Minimums.
Alright.
601 on
Rear grain pressurization is good. Fully configured for the land lights on.
Tiger Brick 01 will be left.
Transmission to visual. 2 white, 2 red. Let's go.
Tiger 7-6, thank you for your help. Just extend downwind for 1 departure, okay?
Tiger 7-6, we'll extend downwind departure.
0 Delta Papa, turn right as soon as able, no contact ground.
Right when able to contact ground, 90 Delta Pop.
Tiger 5-2, extend downwind.
Tiger 5-2, extend downwind.
601, contact, or frequency change approved for flight following departure 120.1.
Roger, frequency change 120.1 for Brick 01.
Tiger 04,
high
you
speed
ready?
option.
Tiger 04, affirmative.
Tiger 04, 1 following my 8 right, clear for takeoff.
Tiger 04, clear for takeoff, runway 8 right.
Alright, welcome to Pueblo, Colorado. A little windy on the arrival here, but made it in. And thanks for watching. We'll get some fuel, get things turned around, and get things going on our second leg to Nashville, Tennessee. Thanks for coming along today.
Pueblo Tower, Vision Jet 90 Delta Papa, horn short of 8 right, ready in sequence.
Vision Jet 90 Delta Papa, Pueblo Tower, hold for release. Correction, wind 070 at 8, gust 14, runway 8 right, clear for takeoff, by runway heading.
Clear takeoff, runway 8 right, runway heading 90 Delta Papa.
Alrighty, it looks good. Alright, take off power set and achieved. Runway center line. Gauges look good. There's 60. Continuing. And rotate.
Tiger 16, Pueblo Tower, winner 1009er, gust 14, runway 8 right, clear for takeoff.
Tiger 16, clear for takeoff, runway 8 right at Alpha 1.
Vision Jet 0 Delta Papa, traffic off your left, Katana parallel upland.
Insight, 90 Delta Papa.
Vision Jet 0 Delta Papa,
Traffic, 9 o'clock, same altitude, 0 miles. Traffic, 9 o'clock.
Alright, obstacles clear. Start speeding up a little bit.
Good afternoon, departure, Vision Jet 90 Delta Papa, 5.5, climbing to 7,000, runway heading.
90 Delta Papa, Denver departure, radar contact, climb and maintain 12000.
12000, 90 Delta Papa.
Alright, caps available. Let's go. MCT.
So 2595 Denver Center, descend of via, /4 arrival, landing.
Alrighty.
North.
Go autopilot here. 10,000 feet. Pressurization looks good. Instruments look good. Tanks are balanced. Continue to climb, land light off. Alrighty, we just departed Pueblo, Colorado. A good experience over there at Freeman Jet Center.
Denver Center on 132.22.
They have contract fuel prices and
Frontier 2141, good day.
bunch of nice snacks and refreshments there they give you as well.
89, contact Denver approach 120.35.
Currently 826 miles to the west of Nashville, Tennessee. Shows 4 hours and 5 minutes remaining in the flight. It's not going to be that long, but we're dealing with pretty slow climb today due to updrafts and downdrafts and turbulence here. Been airborne for about 10 minutes.
Center score 1-1 with a request.
Center 3939 X-ray, contact Pueblo approach 120.1.
Over to Pueblo approach 120.1, 39 X-ray.
Center 9 Echo Echo, contact Springs approach 124.0.
Denver Center score.
All right, so I'm sure we're going to have this bumpy climb for another 15 minutes or so. So until then, I'll just shut the cameras off and pick things up a little bit further down the road. Appreciate you guys coming along.
411 deviations left of course approved.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Currently at flight level 310. We got about 450 nautical miles remaining in this flight into Nashville, Tennessee today. We've been airborne off of Pueblo, Colorado for about 1 hour and 24 minutes. Making some pretty decent time. Weather's been pretty good. Currently indicating 190 knots of airspeed. Gives us a true airspeed of 317, and about 20 knots of tailwind gives us a ground speed of 337 knots. So I just wanted to show you the cruise phase a little bit. Not much going on here. Real hazy below, but been real smooth air the whole way. Once we got above like 16,000 feet off of Pueblo, things got much better. It was real bumpy below that though. So, and certainly really bumpy on the arrival into Pueblo, Colorado today. We'll shut the cameras off for now, pick things up, we can get a little bit closer. Thanks a lot for coming along. All right, back with you again, flight level 310. Just wanted to show you some more stuff. So as we look at this map over here, we see various areas of depicted special use airspace. And
one Bravo Whiskey, contact Memphis Center 135.223522.
Little arrows here are just other aircrafts. We've got the
Bravo Whiskey, good afternoon.
MFD zoomed out to 50 miles. So what we can do though, if we want to figure out if this flight plan route is going to be affected by the special use airspace, and these are often like military operation areas or restricted areas, could be warning areas. But anyway, there's something going on there, and that's why they're depicted on the map here. So what we can do is press this button on the mode controller, I'm sorry, on the GTC2. It gives us a little touch screen right here. And we can move our finger and the pointer right over here. And it starts to show us some specific information about the airspace, right? So this area over here is called the Cannon A military airspace. Over here, this area that lights up, that is a warning area. Altitude's 190 to flight level 230. So we can look at these different airspaces and get specific information. The authority that controls the airspace, what it is, the altitudes that it's involved in. Like this one starts at 7,000 feet, goes up to 18,000 feet. And we can look at all of them, make sure we don't have any conflicts along the way.
94, center contact file 320.
320.
So, in checking these, they all look good. We're going to be above these airspaces, so no big deal there. But I wanted to show you the information you can get right from the screen here, just by moving your finger around here, and it corresponds to this over here. You can also, if you want to find out something about an airport, you just highlight it, move the mouse or the cursor right over to it, and then come over to here, press info, and that is Lebanon, Missouri. And we can get all the information we want, including weather, the runways, anything like that. It's really cool. Just over 51 minutes remaining in the flight today into Nashville, and thought I'd show you that little bit of information. We're over the state of Missouri. It's been a pretty smooth ride most of the way. All right. Memphis Center just gave us our initial descent down to flight level 240.
November 90 Delta Papa, contact Memphis Center 125.85, 2585. Have a good day.
2585, have a great one. Thanks. 90 Delta Papa.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Memphis Center, Vinjet 90 Delta Papa. We're on the 27.7 for flight level 240.
Sir, 8890 Kilo, traffic no factor, about a mile behind you now. State USA 727, clear direct El Dorado, Echo Lima Delta for traffic.
Direct El Dorado, jet to USA 727.
So 90 Delta Papa, Memphis Center, cross Chesney at and maintain 11,000, and Nashville altimeter 3005.
3005, Chesney 11,000, 90 Delta Papa.
So we'll stop the descent at 240. Then regroup for Chesney at 11,000. While you were away, we picked up the ATIS information uniform, expecting a visual approach for runway 2 into John C. Toon Airport.
28 Whiskey Echo, do you have the Buckhead 3 arrival on board?
Affirmative, 8 Whiskey Echo. We were expecting it.
Sir, 28 Whiskey Echo. Well, then you know more than I do. I believe you can start at Riz, so you are now cleared. Direct Riz. Romeo, India, Zulu, Zulu, Zulu for the Buckhead 3 arrival. Maintain flow 230.
All right, direct Riz for the Buckhead 3, and we'll maintain flight level 230, 8 Whiskey Echo.
All right, approaching level up, 240.
Flight level 240, direct to the Vans intersection.
Delta
Right, so we got altitude
2939,
lock
Memphis
for
Center,
flight level
descend
240.
Advance 3 arrival, landing south.
We've built this, Chesney at 11,000. We'll bug it,
11,000.
11,000.
3 arrival, landing south.
And then finally hit the VNAV button here
Delta
on the mode controller for step 3.
Center 127.37.
737, Delta 686. Good evening.
Good night.
All right, looks like that'll be good. So we're already past the top of descent. So when you're past the top of descent, the numbers don't work right. So we're going to descend at 2,300 feet a minute. And that should get us to Chesney at 11,000. The way we know that, we can look at the banana bar here. That's looking good. good for 11,000 at Chesney. Worked out just about perfect.
Sir, 90 Delta Papa, contact Nashville approach 119.35.
1935, have a great one, 90 Delta Papa.
Sir, 28 Whiskey.
Nashville approach, VinJet 90 Delta Papa, 11,000 ATIS, uniform, visual approach, runway 2.
Air 90 Delta Papa approach, roger, center maintain 3,000, clear direct John Tune.
Direct John Tune 3000, 90 Delta Papa.
90 Delta Papa, Nashville, altimeter 3004.
04, 90 Delta Papa.
Alaska 411, you clear direct Merle.
Direct Merle now, Alaska 411.
855 Delta Golf, speed's your discretion.
Speed at discretion, 855 Delta Golf.
Nashville approach, VinJet 90 Delta Papa has John Tune in sight.
Air 90 Delta Papa, clear visual approach 2 at Tune.
Clear visual for runway 2, 90 Delta Papa.
Number 855 Delta Golf, contact Nashville approach 124.75.
2475, now 85 Delta Golf.
Number 90 Delta Papa, ready to service terminate. Keep that code. Contact the tower 119.45.
We'll keep the code over to tower. Have a great day. 90 Delta Papa.
Day.
Jet 90 Delta Papa, John 2 Tower, roger, report a 3-mile final for runway 2.
We'll report 3 miles for runway 2, 90 Delta Papa. Alright, speed check, Cirrus 50. Speed check gear coming down. Alrighty. 3 green and locked. John 2 Tower, VinJet 90 Delta Papa, coming up on 4-mile final.
VinJet 90 Delta Papa, runway 2, clear to land.
Runway 2, clear to land, 90 Delta Papa. Alright, 3 green, pressurization is good, fully configured, clear to land, land lights on. 3-mile final. Alright, autopilot disconnect.
This is 734 Yankee Lima, that Vision Jet traffic's passed off your left, frequency change, approved, safe flight.
Thanks so much, 734 Yankee Lima.
$500.
Landing. Alright, 2 white, 2 red, transition visual.
Minimums. Minimums.
Yaw dams away.
Diamond 2287 Alpha, holding short, runway 2.
Diamond 2287 Alpha, Johnson Tower, hold short, runway 2.
Holding short, runway 2, Diamond 2287 Alpha.
Jet 90 to Papa, if able, turn right, taxiway Alpha 3.
Alpha 3, 90 Delta Papa.
Diamond 87 Alpha, runway 2, clear for takeoff, link left, close traffic.
2287 Alpha, clear for takeoff, runway 2.
Jet 0 Delta Papa, taxi to parking Alpha Romeo 4 on this frequency.
Alpha Romeo 4, we'll stay with you, thanks, 90 Delta Papa.
All right, welcome back to Nashville. Until next time, safe flying. We'll see you on the next flight.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Click on the notification bell so you'll be the first to be notified when new video content is posted. And I can't thank you enough for your questions, comments, and feedback. Until next time, safe flying, and we'll see you on the next flight.